sales organization structure and sales force deployment. From the discussions in the earlier lessons, it is clear that the organization structure decisions and issues are quintessential for every organization. Moreover, optimal sizing and deployment of an organization's sales force helps ensure that promotional strategies translate into increased profitability. This makes us concentrate our discussion in this lesson on sales organization structure and sales force deployment. It follows from the previous slide that after studying this lesson, you should be able to analyze the various functions of sales organizations, enumerate the various kinds of organization structures, understand the concept of field sales organizations, understand the concept of territory management. A high-performance sales organization is any organization that creates clear, incremental, and positive business value for its customers, and through this is seen by its customers as being clearly differentiated from its competitors. Thus, the functions of a sales organization can be classified as planning functions, which include sales forecasting, sales budgeting, and selling policy. Administrative functions, which include selecting salesmen, training salesmen, control of salesmen, and remuneration of salesmen. Executive functions, which include sales promotion and selling routine. A sales organization has to define the line of authority, ensure that all necessary activities are assigned and performed, establish lines of communication, provide for coordination and balance, provide insights into avenues of advancement, and try to save the executive time for the most productive activities. A sales organization can be developed into various types, such as the ones shown on the screen. Some organizations have a formal structure, which is the way that the organization is organized by those with responsibility for managing the organization. They create the formal structures that enable the organization to meet its stated objectives. But then there are certain other organizations, and sometimes even in these organizations, in the course of time, an informal structure develops based on the reality of day-to-day interactions between the members of the organization. This informal structure may be different from that which is set out on the paper. The factor that determines whether a vertical or horizontal organization structure should be employed is the effective span of control. The span of control refers to the number of employees who report to the next higher level in the organization. Horizontal structures tend to exist where larger spans of control are acceptable, while vertical organizations characterize cases in which closer managerial supervision is required. In a centralized sales organization, the responsibility and authority for decisions are concentrated at higher levels of management, while in a decentralized organization, responsibility and authority are delegated to lower levels of sales management. Marketing organizations also feature line and staff components. A line function is a primary activity and a staff function is a supporting activity. In a marketing organization, the selling function is the line component, whereas advertising, marketing research, marketing planning, sales training, and distributor relations are usually considered staff roles. The figure here explains the structure of a sales organization of a substantial size. Field sales force consists of salespersons who work primarily with customers in person, although they may also use the telephone or assistance from computer links to expedite orders and provide customer service. The structure of a field sales force is usually based on some means of specialization, such as geography, market, product, or activity or function, or a hybrid of these types. Some important field sales include geographic sales specialization organization, product-based sales specialization organization, customer-based specialization organization, activity or function-based specialization, hybrid sales organization, and team-based organization. A sales territory comprises of a group of customers or a geographical area assigned to a sales unit. A sales territory represents a group of customer accounts, an industry, a market, or a specific geographical area. The main points related to the territory management in sales force deployment are why establish sales territories. Factors to be considered when designing territories, assigning to territories, and problems with alignment based on sales. A company can develop and use sales territories for various reasons. For example, to obtain entire coverage of the market, to establish a salesperson's responsibility, to evaluate performance, to improve customer relations, and so on. There are 4 steps that need to be followed in setting up or designing sales territories. These steps are selecting a basic geographical control unit, determining sales potentials in control unit, combining control units into tentative territories, adjusting for coverage difficulty, and reallocating tentative territories. Now let us check if we have understood the various concepts discussed in this lesson clearly. Can you say which organizations are characterized by chain of command? Line sale organization. Which organization is a communications pattern that emerges to facilitate the operation of its formal counterpart? Informal. Which is the organization in which responsibility and authority are delegated to lower levels of sales management? Decentralized organization. Before we end, let us briefly revise what we have studied till so far. The performance of sales management depends on the effectiveness of the sales organization. Sales managers are faced with some problems when designing a sales organization. The decision depends on the type, structure, and ownership of the sales force. Types of sales organization include field sales organization, team approach, telemarketing, part-time sales force, and the internet. Companies can structure their organizations in numerous ways. Most firms, however, use line organization or a specialized design based on functions, geographic markets, products, customers, or a combination of these factors. Coordination plays an important role in a sales organization because companies are not only dealing with domestic markets but are also competing in the international arena. Coordination is especially important for acquiring and retaining satisfied long-term customers. Territorial control allows actual performance to be compared with standards of performance for evaluation purposes. Companies want to avoid costly sales leakages.